In this video, we will show you how to file a cigarette wholesaler's report. We protect all the confidential information you provide to us. First, go to the website cdtfa.ca.gov and at the top, click on Login. That will take you to the Online Services login page. You must log in with a username and password. If you don't have a username or password and need assistance, please watch our tutorials online. On the CDTFA Online Services login page, we will enter our username and password. Then click Login. On the Online Services profile page, under the Accounts tab, we will click on the Cigarette Wholesaler hyperlink. This will take us to the Cigarette Wholesaler account page. Under the Periods tab, find the return period for which you would like to file. In our example, we will file for the month of September 2021, which is displayed by its return end date of September 30th, 2021. Click on the File Return hyperlink. After selecting the reporting period, you will arrive at the Method of Filing page, where you will select the method you will be using to file your cigarette wholesaler report. In our example, we will select Electronic Form Entry, which is the most common method used for filing this report. Click Next to continue. You will be taken to the Initial Questions and File Attachment page to answer a question regarding your reporting activity. If you made any purchases of cigarettes during the month, you will select Yes. Selecting Yes requires you to complete a CDTFA 810 CTI receipt schedule using a flat file attachment. To create a flat file, you can use the Cigarette Wholesaler Excel workbook located on the CDTFA website. Click the Here hyperlink to download a copy of the Excel workbook template. Open the file. In the Excel file, you will need to enable the macros associated with the Excel spreadsheet. Click the Enable Content button. The Excel file has 3 tabs: Instructions, General Information, and Transaction. On the Instructions tab, you will find instructions on creating the flat file. On the General Information tab, you will find general information on completing the Transaction tab. On the Transaction tab, you will enter in the required information. Click on the Transaction tab. Enter the required information. After entering the required information, click on the Instructions tab. Click on the cell that says Press Enter to create Schedule/Transaction FLT file. Then press the Enter button on your keyboard. A header information window will appear. Enter your account number, filing period start date, and filing period end date. After entering the header information, click OK. Please note, if you receive an error message, you must fix the error highlighted in red on the Transaction tab. Errors will need to be corrected before you can create your flat file. Repeat these steps until there are no errors. If there are no errors, you will then be prompted to save the flat file on your computer. Save the file. After saving the file, return to the Initial Questions and File Attachment page. Click on the Add button. After selecting Add, you will select the type of file you are adding from the drop-down. For our example, we will select the Cigarette Tax Flat File, May 2020 Periods and After option. After selecting the file type, enter a description of your file. You can enter any description you like. We do not have any file naming conventions. For our example, we have entered a description as September 2021. Click the Choose File button and select the file you would like to upload. Next, click the Save button. Your file will now appear under the Attachments section. If you add the wrong file, you can click the Remove Hyperlink and re-add the correct file. After adding the flat file, proceed by clicking Next. On the cigarette stock summary page, you will report your inventory for the first day of the reporting period. If this is your first report, you will leave this amount as 0. In this example, we have a beginning inventory of 10,000 cigarette sticks. The total number of cigarette sticks purchased during the reporting period will be pre-populated with the total on your uploaded flat file. Once you have finished entering your inventory at the beginning of the reporting period, you will then enter the number of cigarette sticks held in your inventory on the last day of the reporting period. In this example, we will enter an ending inventory of 15,000 cigarette sticks. If you choose, you can save your work at any time by clicking the Save Draft button. Enter your password. Then click OK to save. You will then be directed to a confirmation page. Now that you've saved your draft, let's get back to filing your report. Click the Continue Editing button. After completing the cigarette stock summary page, click Next to continue filing. Review the summary page. If you need to make an adjustment, click Previous. If the information displayed on the page is correct, click Next. On the Your Information page, review the pre-filled information and make changes if necessary. Enter your title. When all required fields are completed, click Submit. When you click Submit, a window will appear to confirm your intent to file electronically and that your return is true, correct, and complete. Please read this information carefully. Enter your password and click OK to submit. This will serve as your authorization and confirmation. You will not receive a confirmation email. This confirmation page represents your report filing. We recommend that you print this page or take note of your confirmation number for your records. To print your submitted report, click on the Print Return button. You can also share your feedback by clicking on the Online Services Survey button. Your opinion counts. If you still have questions, please call our Customer Service Center at 1-800-400-7115, California Relay Service at 711.